tattoos in Taiwan have adopted the format of Horimono, but the main theme, have been replaced with the local beliefs. The whole look, it should be more direct, be more simple. These elements are essential for the characters.
Bodo, Umezo, thank you so much for joining.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, happy to have you here. You're coming to us from Tainan in Taiwan, right?
Yes, my shop is in Tainan. It's in the south of Taiwan, and I just moved back to Tainan just 2 years. I was working in Taipei before.
Okay. Yeah, and Taipei is the capital of Taiwan in the north, right? And then you have Tainan in the south. So for those who actually speak a little bit Chinese, the Bei or Pei in Taipei is north, and then the Nan in Tainan is south. Cool. All right. So actually, let's just dive right into it. I have some questions about Taiwan, but we'll save those for later. Why don't you tell us about yourself? How did you begin in this world, and how did you get involved with Horimono?
Before Horimono, I was working in a movie industry for 5 years in Taipei. I work as a production designer. I work with my group to build stages and the scenes for stories. It was quite a journey that you can go to many different places and meet different people. So at that time, we were working on a new stage project for a dancing performance. I made a calligraphy tattooer, Ryan Koo, in Taichung City. He's a friend of my coworker. Ryan kind of opened my eyes to the tattooing world. He is working on a relationship between human bodies and tattoos in a very philosophical way. Ryan Koo analyzed tattoos in a way I've never seen before. He talked about designs on body. It should follow with the flow of the body. And he talked about the difference of skin from from papers or other material. It's very mind-blowing for me at that time. So I returned back to Taipei and continue my work in the production group. But I have started looking for some inspiration and trying to draw something on my own. Like many people do, I was drawing some small daggers, some flowers, swallows, something more American tradition things. But then I start to look something more heavier stuff, such as I see some more full body tattoos, more Horimono things, and I find my shisho on internet. I saw my shisho's work. My shisho's name is Chen Wenxiong. The shop is in Taipei, Xidao Tattoo. So after a couple years, I brought my sketchbook and to him and start my apprenticeship. Yeah, that's how I get to the Horimono.
Cool. That's awesome. And the interest in Japanese, did it come because of, I don't know, the way you were brought up? Was it because of the Japanese influence in Taiwan, or how did you become interested in the world of like traditional Japanese tattoos?
Taiwan and Japan have many connections in many aspects, but I don't know if we have inherited any Horimono traditions before World War II. I know that in 1900s, the Horimono II, when he was a young man in his 22 years old, he came to Taiwan with the army. But he went back to Taipei. We went back to Japan in 2 years. But so I think Taiwan, like other place in the world, too. We know about Japanese tattoo through magazines, through books. But I observed that tattoos in Taiwan have adopted the format of Horimono. But the theme, the main theme, have been replaced with the local beliefs, such as the goddess of the sea and her guardians. Some characters like Enma,
Good.
the king of the underworld, have been replaced with some Taiwanese Taoist deities. So I think this phenomena is very organic. The adaptation has allowed Horimono to establish a local foundation in Taiwan. So it becomes more local things here.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I don't think there are many countries, if any, that can say that, you know, they adapted or inherited the Japanese tradition, but then they made it local, you know, to have local meaning. I think that's pretty special. In fact, I was thinking, you know, before I talked to you, I have a couple of Taiwanese and even Chinese and Hong Kong, people from Hong Kong, like friends. And one common theme in certain groups is a tattoo of Guan Yu, of the, yeah. So, and it's a very powerful, you know, figure. It's also actually a little bit popular in Japan as well because of the story of the three
We have
kingdoms.
many temples about Guan Yu
Mm, mm,
in Taiwan. Yes, it's
exactly.
become a local deity now.
Mm.
Yeah.
So no, that's awesome. That's awesome. I think it's very interesting. The relationships there, you know, Taiwan and the Japanese style and stuff like that. Cool. Why don't we talk about your composition style and your colors? What can you tell us about that?
There are so many new colors invented every year. There are many big companies out there. But in the old time, there were only several pigments for paintings, for ukiyo-e, and for horimono as well. To get closer to the traditional look, the color plays a key role. So it's not what I want. It has to be limited to be layered, to be the traditional look. So for me, so far, I can only be certain that I want to keep the color palette to these several pigments that close to the old pigments. And the composition, I think I'm learning from you, the Waboripedia. I really learned many things from the masters that you interviewed before. I watch every videos. Yes, and it's a huge impact for me to realize how things to interact with Mikiri. It's a Mikiri is like a way to show the environments that the thing are surrounded by the environment, right? So the Mikiri is the environment, the movement of the air, the water. So to keep the magic, to keep to keep the whole look, it should be more direct, be more simple. Look would be better, I think.
It's awesome. Yeah, I love the
But
work
it's
that you
like a
do.
summary of your all the interviews. They talk about kitties. They talk about, yes, to keep it simple,
Yeah.
to be recognized in the distance. I think I learned a lot from the masters.
Awesome. Awesome. That's the whole purpose. That's the whole purpose of doing the interviews. And I'm sure a lot of people are going to learn from you as well once we release your interview. So of course, thank you. Thank you very much. Cool. In fact, we'll take a look at some of your tattoos in a couple of minutes so people will be able to see what you're talking about, right? And how you put that into action. But sort of shifting gears a little bit, what about in terms of like a favorite subject or theme to tattoo?
My favorite subject, I think, dragon is my top one. Um, I like to draw dragons, they have many emotions. I like it very much. Many of my clients saw my page, so they see many dragons, so I think they feel trust in it. I'm very grateful. I try to get familiar with my clients, so we can decide uh, uh, the facial expression of the dragons. So the dragon have all kinds of facial emotions. It's not always need to be very angry or very mean. It can be something like maybe a little bit naive look, maybe a little bit stupid look. I like the way of it.
Okay. Yeah, that's very cool. That's very interesting because actually, if you look at traditional Japanese paintings and ukiyo-e and stuff like that, when you see dragons, they're not always angry, right? They have some funny faces or some scared faces and stuff like that. So it's cool that you're doing that as well. Awesome. What about like stuff that you'd like to tattoo, but you haven't had a chance to yet?
I think I'm just a beginner, so so many things that I want to do. As long as it's not too weird, something is not quite matching the Horimono, not matching to the ukiyo-e. Um, uh, like we don't add a stack of. I I don't want to tattoo some money on or change the face to video game style. It's as long as it's not ukiyo-e style. I feel it's a little bit weird to be tattooed on someone's bodies. So I think stick to the original is the I want most for now.
What about in terms of suikoden? You know, suikoden is the Japanese name for water margin, which is a Chinese novel. Do you have a favorite bandit or a scene from suikoden?
I don't have a favorite now, but I like to compare different artists. Show the same thing in their own way. Like we know Hokusai, Kuniyoshi, Yoshidoshi, they drew the same character, the dragon in the clouds. Uh, they all show uh, the common elements, like long haired, a sword, holding a sword, dragons, wild winds, etc. So I know that these elements are essential for the characters. I like to see how they show in a different movement, but they all keep this. These elements are theirs.
All right. So actually, what we're gonna do now is let me share my screen. And for those who might be watching or listening for the first time, what I do here is I will let Bodo share whatever comments he wants to share about his work. And then at the end, I might have some comments of my own as well. But having said that, Bodo, over to you.
This work is he has original have two characters on the shoulders, and I just like extend to the chest and to the arms.
I like this one because many things, you know, for example, the background is, I like the contrast that you have in the range of colors between the, you know, the gray wash, because it makes it easy to tell what's in there, right? There's a snake in one side, there's a dragon in the other. The dragon is actually, you know, black and gray, but it's still easy to see because of the way
Oh,
that you did the background. I also like what you did with the faces.
thank you. I really like the black dragon with the shoe, the orange palms and orange bellies. I think it's very old fashioned look, but also very mature. You 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 would like to have this like limited color when you become the old man. You still feel like it's how to say mature look of the tattoo. So I really like the black dragon with the orange parts. Mm.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, that's a good point, right? Because a lot of people, they will get tattoos, and at the moment that they get the tattoo, it looks amazing, right? It might have a lot of details, it might have a lot of colors, whatever, but they don't think about, well, I'm not gonna die tomorrow. I'm gonna live a long life. I'm gonna get old. The tattoo is also gonna get old. How is it gonna look in the future, right? So it's a good point that you make of having that in mind. Hey, how's this gonna look as time goes on? Cool. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. All right, let's move on to the second one.
We have a koi and a dragon. It's a Horimono theme. Uh, it's when I went to Montreal tattoo conventions, and we started this project. And I will go back to Montreal this year to add the background. So we haven't finished on this project, but the main theme is done, and I'm very happy about it. We we do this in like 5 sitting or 6 sittings. Yeah, in Pierre's shop. Yes.
Cool. Oh, this is cool. Because actually I even like it without the background. Oh, you mentioned which was one of my questions. Are you gonna do a background or not? But even without the background, actually looks great. You rarely see in Japanese style, right? Just the foreground, no background. Which Anuki Vori is what the term
Yes.
is for it, right? But it looks great, and you have the story of the Toriumon, right? For those who don't know, it is, they say that there's this mountain, this waterfall, where if the carp is able to go up, it'll transform into a dragon, right? So that's what we're seeing here. We have the carp going up, and then we have the dragon. I like how you fit it in the arm. I don't know if this guy is like a very big guy or what, but it actually looks good.
Thank you. He is maybe 190 centimeters. Yeah, he's high. He's very tall.
Mm.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Yeah. And I see the dragon in here. It looks like the face, obviously it's not the same, but it looks similar to the first picture that we saw. So it looks like you found your style of dragon, which is pretty cool.
Oh, really? Thank you.
Cool. All right. Let's see what else we have.
This is Karajishi with Bolton, and he's very fun. He uh when we finish this, he asked me that he also want the same drawings of his back, but I think the same drawings. So I changed the movement. The one on his back is the head is up here, and the drawing is in a different movement. I think it's more interesting, and he really liked the paintings. Uh, yeah, this I think this I took a year to finish the whole tattoos. Mm.
Cool. I really like the way you did the Karajishi. The face looks very on point, right? With when you see the statues or when you see the ukiyo-e, right? It looks very similar to this. So that's very cool. I also like what you did with the background, the dynamism in the background. There's a lot of movement in the clouds, right? In the wind. So that's obviously very cool. And then here we see also again the clear visibility of the tattoo, right? You could see it from very far away, but you can tell, hey, this is a Karajishi, and these are botang or peonies, and that was very, very cool, very beautiful tattoo.
Thank you, thank you.
Awesome. By the way, are you selling your paintings or?
Since I have to go to tattoo in Japan, yes, I'm selling my paintings.
Cool. Awesome. Do you like if somebody saw this, you know, they're looking at this picture right now with the tattoo and the painting, and somebody might say, "Oh, wow, it's awesome. I want to buy something like that." So, do you like well, how can they buy it? Do they send you a message? Do you have a like an
Yeah,
online store? Or?
you can send me the message that maybe you like the paintings. I will make sure let you know the length and height uh to you. Yes.
Cool. That's awesome. That looks great. I see also actually in the background in here, I also see some pretty cool
Uh
paintings as well. That's awesome.
thank
They're pretty. They're pretty big too. They're not small. I
It's
think that's
like 30 and 60 centimeters. Yeah.
awesome. That's cool. That's good for decoration stuff like that. Awesome. All right, let's move along.
This is Leijin and Fujin. The chest is Karajishi. On the arm is Pisho. It's like Karajishi but have wings. And it's more like fortune, pray for fortunes. Yes, something like that. So he's the Pisho is holding like a gold. I don't know how to say it. The gold, uh, like a gold ball or some
Mm,
gold, like a money
mm.
symbol. Yes, and this is like my first a big piece. When I'm working as a apprenticeship in Shisho's shop in Taipei. Mm.
Oh wow. So it actually looks amazing then for like, you know, an apprentice piece. Usually you see apprentice works and they're not that nice, but it's actually pretty nice. That's pretty cool. Um, yeah, a lot of things I like here. Obviously, there's a lot going on, but one thing, for example, is the bag of wind that Fuji has. I like the movement in the clouds in the bag, right? The purple color that you have for the bag there. That's pretty cool. I think that's pretty cool. And then I also like how you said you have some more local, well, I don't know if local is the right word, but like local traditional inspired figures, right? You mentioned the figures in the forearms and therefore locked and stuff like that. So I think it's very cool to see, you know, implementing local elements to the work as well. And yeah, it's actually pretty impressive that, you know, you said this is one of your first pieces and it looks very good, right? And you can still see that again, that the clarity and the visibility and what's what. Uh, Awesome. No, this is great.
Thank you.
All right. I think we're moving on to our last piece here. Go ahead.
Uh, my clients asked me the Moneki Neko, and at the first time he was thinking about the like the small statues of the Moneki Neko, which is more cute look.
Mhm,
But I think I want to do something a little bit different, so I do like a Kuniyoshi style of cats, and I put a small table before in front of the cats, some good stuff, some sake, some fish, some desserts to make it more fun.
mm,
So and the table is like I don't know how to say in English the red and black the painted table. I don't
mhm,
know. I really like the look of it, so we do it in a small table. I like it.
mm. Oh, this
Mm.
is great. I love many things about it. Obviously, it's cute, but it's also cool because you're going back to sort of like the original, right? Because the Maneki Neko, right? It's a cat, right? So you're tattooing a real alive, you know, live cat and doing the, you know, the whole thing with the paw to attract the money, right? And then I like the details with the table and the food. In fact, I really like that fish. It's pretty funny looking. It's cool. Oh, this is great. The color selection is also very good, right? So I like the balance, right? It's maneki neko, which are typically like cute, but and this is cute, but it's not too cute, right? So it looks good. It's not like I see this tattoo and I think, oh, this person's a little funny. It just looks cool, you know? It looks cool. Awesome. Oh, this is great. But by the way, I was gonna ask you, like, these ideas, does the client come with these ideas, or do you sort of like guide them, or do you instruct them, or?
Yes, uh he will say before he has the chest piece, but it's not done by me. It's already like a two head already, and he's asking more mask, like
Uh,
Tengu mask, Hanya mask,
uh,
and more mask. But I think that would be too many head. So we decided to change to other subject, and like I said, the P-show before on the forearm, like Karajishi things, which
uh,
means it's for fortunes, to pray for more fortunes, and the case is also for fortunes. Taiwanese people like money related things, gold related things, so it's more local thing here. So we change this to Maneki Neko.
okay. That's great. That's great. I love how you're infusing the Taiwanese culture into the work. That's awesome. All right, I'm gonna stop sharing and I'm gonna go back to the main man, Bodo here. So, sort of shifting gears here, what has been like your biggest, whether it's one or several, like influences in your tattooing career and your style?
Biggest influence, I think, I believe I'm currently in the first phase of Shuhare. Shuhare is like the three step for learnings. The first step is to keep the tradition. The second is to break the limits, something like that. I think I'm in the first phase, and I just want to focus on the tradition. I think it's more important than what I think. It's more important than my own creations, my own ideas. So I need to work hard and learn from the traditions. Maybe when I'm 50s, I'm ready to move to the next steps, uh, to create my own style, my own things. Mm.
Perfect. That's very cool. I mean, obviously, it's a Japanese concept. Maybe you actually have it in Chinese culture as well. But I like, the humility of it, and it makes sense, right? You first start by learning, the tradition and how to do things, and then you start to sort of like stretch the limits, like you were saying, and get a little bit more creative, and then finally you have your own creative, original type of works. So that makes a lot of sense. I also love what you said that, when you're in your 50s, because that says a lot about you, right? You're committed to the tattoos and to becoming a master. That's it. That's extremely important and impressive in today's world, right? Like many people, they're at their jobs and they don't like what they're doing and they don't know what they want to do, but yet you know what you want to do, and you have a vision of what you want to become. So I think it's very nice to have that, and obviously I'm looking forward to seeing a lot of your work and how you develop and all the good stuff that you bring. What about in terms of like sources of like inspiration, like resources? Like, do you read books? Do you look at statues? Do you go out to nature? And so what do you do? How do you get that inspiration?
When I was in Shisho's store, Shisho has many books of Yokohama Horiyoshi the Third. Uh, he also have many magazines from Japan and Taiwan, and he have the book of Kuniyoshi's uh, Three Golden of Kuniyoshi's.
Uh,
And for me, I really like Azabu Horiyoshi the second. and Yokohama, Horihite, the Horikazu. I buy his book, very amazing books. Asakusa Horikazu and Machida Horiken. On the internet, I think Edo Horihiro is amazing. Although my Japanese is not very good, is not good enough to understand everything, but he's the best. And Waboripedia is the name I have to mention. Yes, Jean, you really do a lot of work for us. You connect many great masters, and you can see how humble the masters are um, through your interviews. They are humble, they are hardworking, and it's very inspired. And we all know it's not an easy job to coordinate all these things together. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Awesome. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I agree. The Horikazu book, I have it too. It's amazing. An amazing book. Great pictures and obviously great work from both the father, right? And then the son, who's the currently active Horikazu in Asakusa. And then cool. You mentioned Yokosuka Horihide. You mentioned Asabu Horiyoshi the second. So I can see those inspirations in your work, right? With the clear foregrounds and the clear backgrounds, and not too much in the work, right? I think that's part of their style. So that's awesome. That's awesome. We need to see more of that in today's world of tattooing. Sort of like shifting the conversation, though. What can you share about your relationship with the customers? How does that work?
Actually, I talk to my customer all the time during the tattooing process. I learning from them. They are from different places, work in different fields, so we can. I'm very curious about many things. Their job, how's the condition of their fields, and I think we are friends. I would say, my clients they kind of know each other through my Instagram page because I give them a nickname to make people easy to remember who they are and how's the progress are. So when they meet, they will say, "Ah, it's you. It's you with the dragon. It's you with the monarchy necklace." Something like that. And I think I really like it's like a group of friends feelings. Men's are so simple.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. I think everybody would love to have that like group community feeling. So it's very cool to hear that you're doing that. Oh, that's awesome. Cool. All right. What about in terms of, we talked about your upbringing, your past, and we talk about the stuff that you're doing now. What about in terms of the future? What future plans can you share?
I think I need to have a good physic body to continue my work. So I have to work out more, and I want to start my own tattoo, and I want to draw more paintings, tattoo more, and read more book so I can share it to everybody the passion of Horimono.
Cool. Yeah. No, working out, it's extremely important for many reasons. So it's good to hear that you're working out.
Yes.
And you're also, maybe people who don't speak Chinese don't really notice, but you're also doing like educational short videos on Instagram, right? And in Chinese. So that's very good. It's very good to see you do that. I don't see a lot of people doing that. And yeah, I don't know if there's anything you want to say about that.
Um, it's the way to push myself to read.
Mm.
To make the video, I have to make the video, so I have to read.
uh,
Uh, it's like a good, I don't know,
That's a
push myself.
mechanism. Yeah. Oh, that's smart. That's smart. That's great. That's great because yeah. Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, and you know, you mentioned the tattoo. I know you're getting some work done. I'm not gonna say the tattooer because that's your own private, personal stuff. But you're getting your tattoo in Japan, right? And then establishing those connections. You're learning Japanese, which is awesome, right? So yeah, man, I was very happy to have you here. I'm following your work. I'm watching your videos because I understand a little bit of Chinese, so I practice with your videos too. I think they're great.
I should,
Uh,
I should put some English subtitles.
yeah.
I should do that. Yes.
So yeah, man, thank you so much for spending the time here with me, and I wish you the very best of success.
Thank you. Thank you, Jean.